welcome to Xbox On. The spookiest month of the year has come to an end, but what's truly scary, just how much has happened this October.
Think of Xbox Update as a ghost train, where instead of skeletons and vampires, it's red hot news and brand new games that jump out at you from every dark corner and shout, boo!
So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, as you'll get these updates at the start and end of every month, so you don't miss out on any of the biggest Xbox news ever again.
XO19 is in London this year, and for that collaboration, we want to do something special for our fans.
Tickets have been on sale all month for XO19, the celebration of all things Xbox that's coming to London next month.
As it gets closer, more and more details are being announced, like the exclusive Xbox gear that will be available at the event.
The XO19 collection has been created by MetaThreads and Hardy Bleckman's DPM studio, with shirts, jackets, all featuring a striking camo pattern with the London skyline woven in.
This is your chance to own the exclusive piece of XO19, and if you can't make it to the event in person, there will also be limited quantities available online at gear.xbox.com or in the link below.
We made a dedicated video covering everything you need to know about XO19, but in case you missed it, here are the basics.
XO19 is taking place from Thursday the 14th to Saturday the 16th of November at the Copperbox Arena in London's Olympic Park, and will feature a massive episode of Inside Xbox, the UK's very first fan fest, and a show floor full of brand new games for you to try.
Ooh, can't wait. If you want to find out more, make sure to check out the full video at that link up there, or just head to xbox.com/XO19 to grab your tickets.
That's X019, not XO.
The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient structure history has ever shown us.
It's been a huge month for Xbox Game Pass. A dozen games were added to the service in October, including 5 day-and-date releases.
The biggest of them all has to be The Outer Worlds, and we really do mean biggest.
This RPG takes you across multiple planets, moons, and your very own starship as you explore the Halcyon space colony and work to bring down the evil corporate board which rules over it.
Along the way, you'll meet hundreds of NPCs who you can chat with to see the funny and personality-filled dialogue. Or just shoot them in the head. That's what Charleyy would do. Yeah.
Thanks for the gun, mister!
Do it.
I want to. I really, really want to. Get it, son!
The Outer Worlds lets you choose how you approach the story, from how you build your character to which factions you side with. It's basically like if you took Fallout 3 or 4 and blasted it off into space.
That's a pretty big promise, but trust us, The Outer Worlds lives up to it.
Just don't let the power go to your head, or you'll end up like Charleyy did on our Mixer channel.
I'll melee you! Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry! I didn't mean to do that! Oh no, I killed a character! I was just testing to see if it would work! And I got promoted for it!
After Party is one hell of a game. Literally.
You follow Milo and Lola, 2 BFFs who do everything together, including dying, apparently.
They wake up in the bad place and learn that the only way of escaping hell is to beat the devil at what he does best. Drinking.
So, your job is to help the pair become the afterlife and soul of the party.
It's an adventure game from the makers of Oxenfree, inspired by fantastical comedies like Rick and Morty and Bill and Ted.
And if games set in the afterlife are your thing, well, it's very niche, but October has been very good to you.
Felix the Reaper puts you in the dancing shoes of a plump psychopomp, solving puzzles to make sure people reach their final destination through elaborate death traps.
Plus, the game features the voice talent of none other than Sir Patrick Stewart.
Now that's worth dying for.
We're going to get away from the underworld a little bit now and talk about Lonely Mountains Downhill, which also made its way to Xbox Game Pass this month.
It's a cross-country biking game where you steer your custom cyclist down the side of a mountain. Ah, lovely.
Although maybe it's not so far from the afterlife at all, given how brutal some of the bales are.
If you've ever enjoyed a Trials game, why not get back in the saddle with Lonely Mountains?
Have you ever wondered what the people next door are up to?
Mind your own business, mate.
Based on Secret Neighbour, the answer is nothing good.
This multiplayer spin-off of Hello Neighbour casts up to 6 players as kids sneaking into a house looking for a missing child.
But twist! One of them is secretly the neighbour in disguise, and he's not going to let those pesky kids get away with it that easy.
The neighbour tries to earn the trust of their fellow players, slowly building up power until it's time to spring the trap and reveal their true self.
Which in some cases is a terrifying clown.
At least none of our neighbours are up to anything that nefarious, right?
Yeah. Right, James?
No.
These are just the day-and-date releases on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate this month.
A ton of great older games also came to the service, from the Assassins of Dishonored 2 to the zombie hordes of World War Z.
And if The Outer Worlds has left you hungry for more, Fallout New Vegas is an absolute classic from Obsidian's back catalogue.
Mwah, bellissimo.
Welcome. We've been waiting.
Away from Xbox Game Pass, there were plenty of big releases that came to Xbox this October, especially if you're a first-person shooter fan.
Right at the start of the month, we had Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. And honestly, we weren't quite sure if this was a new release or an update because it's actually kind of both.
As well as Shadowkeep itself, a huge new expansion for the multiplayer shooter that took us to the moon, which we all know is where the wizards come from. October brought the launch of New Light, the free-to-play version of Destiny 2.
It's an incredibly generous package that includes every planet and hub in the game, and a ton of story missions, strikes, and even raids from the first 2 years of the game.
Along with the introduction of cross-save, letting you take your Guardian from console to PC and back again. It's a whole new dawn for Destiny.
And at the opposite end of the month, we had Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which definitely was worth the wait.
It's a major boots-on-the-ground reboot for everyone's favourite military shooter, with a greater emphasis on authenticity than ever before.
The campaign jumps between elite soldiers equipped with all the best gadgets to rebel freedom fighters who have to rely on guerrilla tactics to get the upper hand.
And then, of course, there's multiplayer, which stretches from tight and tense 2v2 gunfight matches all the way to epic ground war battles, which pit 64 players against one another in huge maps.
With Xbox One X enhancements adding HDR support
And mouse and keyboard support.
True, it all adds up to a truly modern Warfare.
If you're on the hunt for a different kind of challenge from your first-person shooters this month, then Hunt Showdown might just be the game that you're looking for.
The game drops a dozen hunters into the Louisiana swamps and tasks them with hunting the deadliest game of all, big horrible monsters.
Track down your quarry and you'll be able to collect your bounty, but you'll also put a big old target on your back as all of your fellow players try to take the gold from your cold, dead hands.
Hunt Showdown offers a unique, tense, and above all, monstrously good multiplayer experience.
It is some buzz. Outside of first person, we had Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which takes the Special Forces squad to the open world island.
They're going to do battle with John Bernthal's ghost gone rogue, Cole D. Walker, leading his own team of elite mercenaries and an army of drones.
I want an army of drones.
I'd just settle for one.
And speaking of islands, Dictatorship Simulator Tropico 6 also landed on Xbox in October.
Over on our Mixer channel, Charleyy tried her hand at playing El Presidente, and while her reign might have come to a less than glorious end, at least she managed to nick Stonehenge.
If you're a strategy fan, we'd also recommend checking out Chile city management game Frostpunk Console Edition, which also came in from the cold this month.
Or if you're in the mood for an indie game, October brought us musical puzzler Kine, Dotty detective game Return of the Obra Dinn, and The Bradwell Conspiracy, a story game about some strange goings-on at the Stonehenge Museum.
Presumably President Charleyy trying to nick the stones and take them back to her island?
Sounds about right.
I put Stonehenge on the beach.
Oh my god, on the beach. On the beach?
October was also the month that Fortnite ended. After 10 seasons of updates and considerably longer than the titular 2 weeks at the top, the entire game was sucked into a black hole.
Oh well, I suppose it's time to come.
But wait, what's this? Fortnite Chapter 2?
It turns out it wasn't the end for Fortnite after all, but the old island is gone forever with a new map in its place.
Chapter 2 also adds swimming, boats you can drive, and most importantly of all, fishing.
Yes! You can pick up a rod and you can now catch fish, including, if you're very lucky, the mythic goldfish.
And oof, it's a fish.
Oh!
I got to flop.
And Fortnite wasn't the only Battle Royale game to get a whole new map in October.
Apex Legends Season 3 takes players to the frost and flames of World's Edge, while also introducing surveillance expert Crypto as the game's latest legend, and an energy sniper called the Charge Rifle.
As you'd expect from this spookiest of seasons, a lot of games have also received horror-themed updates.
Borderlands 3 got spooky with the Bloody Harvest, adding haunted enemies and a ghostly new boss, Captain Haunt.
Nice bit of nominative determinism in action there.
Meanwhile, Fort of the Damned breathed new life into some of Sea of Thieves' oldest bones, the skeletons, with a new raid to really shiver your timbers.
Just make sure you've got the right skull when you do it.
Yes, Henry, make sure you've got the right skull when you do it.
Are you serious?
That's the wrong skull.
These skulls have been sat here for this entire trip, Henry.
I didn't check them. I thought the skulls were correct.
It also adds 2 new limited time pets, a cockatoo and a marmoset. Though if you're hoping for adorable furries, beware. these pets seem to be missing their skin.
After it happened, I expected someone to do something.
Another month, another batch of games with gold, free to Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers.
October's titles included Tembo the Badass Elephant, which is about a badass elephant called Tembo.
Disney's Bolt, based on the family film, and 2 slightly less family-friendly offerings, with brutal slash-em-up Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge and Serial Killer Simulator Friday the 13th.
Well, 'tis the season for gore and decapitations, I suppose. Hopefully you managed to grab those games while they were available, but if not, don't worry, there are always new games with gold on their way.
Keep it here and we'll let you know what's coming in November's selection of freebies.
October was the month where a few lucky players were the first to get their hands on Project xCloud with the preview beta of Microsoft's gaming service.
xCloud will let you play Xbox games on pretty much any device, but this beta is focused on Android devices.
Sign-ups are still open and invites are being sent out gradually. To find out how you can get involved, check out our dedicated video.
And finally, it wasn't just games that came to your Xbox One this month. There was also a hefty console update with improved family controls and automatic updates.
Plus, a brand new Mixer experience that brings streams right to your dashboard, making it even easier to enjoy Xbox On's daily Mixer streams. Speaking of which, the Mixer Academy opened its doors this month to any students eager to learn about making the most of Mixer.
Whether you're a streamer, moderator, or just a viewer, the academy.mixer.com site has everything you need to know.
Yeah, it does. So, now our Ghost Train of News has pulled into the station, it's time to disembark and join us as we head on into November, and another month filled with tricks and treats.
To keep on top of it all, make sure you're subscribed to Xbox One's channel, give us a like, and let us know your personal highlights from October down in the comments.
Thanks for watching, we'll catch you next time. Bye!